Hi, Genevieve Jacobs from Region Media. I'm at Ginninderry in the midst of plants, landscape, First Nations artwork, all of these things very important to this huge development as it unfolds on the banks of the river. Tom Gray's with me. He's the Arts and Culture Advisor for the Ginninderry project. Tom, we're surrounded by things that speak to us of place, and that's one of the key things that's unfolding here at Ginninderry, connecting people to country, connecting them to this magnificent landscape. Tell me what the Design Library is.
Sure. The Design Library is a set of commissioned artworks that Ginninderry has done for the project. There's been 2 iterations of it, but the idea really is as a digital library. So these artworks have been commissioned, and then under a licensing agreement they are able to be used by landscape architects, by urban designers, by graphic designers, or even as artworks in their own right throughout the development. In the first instance of the Design Library, they were very renowned Canberra local artists who drew a lot on the landscape for their works, and then the second, they were First Nations artists who their connection to country and connection to representing country and getting through advice through the Ginninderry Aboriginal Advisory Group were really able to represent the place and the flora and fauna.
It's a terrific story. How and where might we see some of these images replicated? I mean, you mentioned that there's a huge diversity of uses they could be put to, so where could they pop up?
Look, they really could pop up anywhere. We are already seeing some artworks incorporated into the interpretation, or the graphic design of the interpretation. So stamping of jazz's representations of animals, for example, into signage. Leah Brideson's artwork is represented in full to represent migration, for example. So. But landscape architects, can incorporate these things as stamping, for instance, into the concrete. It might be used for screens, and punched holes in the screens might, be formed to create these artworks or sections of these artworks.
Yeah, look, I love this idea of this sort of repetitive language that ties people who are here to place, to country, to this superb landscape. It's a really exciting and really interesting idea. Tom, thank you for explaining it to us and taking us through. And I guess people who are looking to come out here, to live out here, to visit, can maybe be on the lookout for these extraordinary pieces of art.
What differentiates possibly the First Nations artwork is just how bold they are, and how the bold colours and the shapes and the forms and the symbology that comes through in these artworks. And the other thing is actually the different perspectives, multiple perspectives at once. They're quite different in a way to the way that the other artists that were commissioned approached their artworks.
I'm going to go on an artworks hunt. We're going to go on a chase and have a look as this unfolds around the landscape. Tom, great to talk to you. Thank you for guiding us through the process, a really thoughtful and really interesting one, and provoking us to go looking as Ginninderry develops. I'm Genevieve Jacobs. This is Region Media.